Hey everyone, this is Richard Noto. I am a realtor, home inspector, and notary over in Winter Garden, Florida. So this video is aimed at the first time or the new home buyer. And I put this together because I have been talking to various people, and in particular at home builders along the way. And there's just some simple things that most people just aren't aware of. So I decided to make this video, and this is going to show you in basically 5 or more steps exactly the things that you will need to do, or kind of the things that you could expect along the way. So let's get started. The first thing is you want to get pre-approved. Now I do have a separate video for this, so check that out. You don't want to get pre-qualified. So if you are using a lender of your own choice, because of course you can in Florida pick your own lender, make sure that you're getting a pre-approval. There's a big difference with the pre-approval. The mortgage company or mortgage broker is looking at your bank statements, your tax returns, all kinds of things like that, to really try to give you the most solid figure of if they could lend to you or not. Now, if you get a pre-qualification, it's pretty useless, and you really might end up wasting your time totally. And most realtors and home builders are not gonna accept this, because it's just pretty bad. Okay, so this is going to let you know how much of a price you can target. Okay, so if you were thinking about, say, a $200,000 home, the only way for you to really know that you can afford it and pay for it, of course, is to get the pre-approval. Now, if you have cash, you could pay for it. And if you have cash, it's also a good idea to get pre-approved. Now, you don't have to use the pre-approval, but it kind of makes you like the ultimate buyer. Every home seller, homeowner out there that's selling their home, home builders are all going to say, wow, this person has the cash, and they also have the bank backing them up. The other thing is that sometimes cash is used very loosely by potential home buyers that are not really buying. They say, oh, I got the cash, I'm paying cash, and it comes down to it, they don't have anything. So home sellers now are much more onto it, and many home sellers are not even going to accept an offer unless you have the pre-approval. So keep that in mind. Number 2, find a realtor. The realtor should really be number 2 on your list. The first thing is the mortgage broker or the bank of your choice, or whoever you want to go with. So when you find a realtor, okay, keep in mind that the realtors in Florida are paid from the home seller. Okay, now the realtor could go and charge another fee, a separate fee. There typically is also a fee for the transaction, a fee that goes to the brokerage. It's kind of a fee that the whole processing, processing of the paperwork, stuff like that, that's what the fee is for. But generally the bulk of it is paid by the resale home seller or the home builder. Now the home builder has a kind of a separate a budget, where typically the realtor's fee is in the marketing plan or something like that. So if you use a realtor, you're going to pay the same price as if you choose not to use a realtor. And if you walk into a home builder and say, well, I didn't use a realtor and I saved you, I don't know, 2% commission or something like that, or 3%, or whatever it might have been that the home builder is possibly offering, the home builder's not going to look at you and say, oh, okay, well, we're going to take off, $8,000 or something like that. Whatever it may be. Those are just, fictional numbers I'm creating. So, having your realtor, it's a free service. The only thing that you probably should ask your realtor is if there's going to be some kind of fee, like a brokerage fee, a transaction fee. Just, to make sure that you don't get hit with like a $400 or an $800 fee or something like that along the way. Top agents, you might look at some websites for realtors or whatever. You might hear it, somebody says, oh, I'm a top agent. A top agent is relative. They could be a top agent because maybe the brokerage gave them some kind of award or acknowledged them for selling the most homes that year, or maybe some kind of a local newspaper, I don't know, post something that makes them a top agent. But it's relative. I mean, anybody could be a top this, a top that, You could be, I use this example in another video, you could be a top plumber in the area, but you're the one saying that you're the top plumber. So who knows, what is really top? But here's something to consider. If the person is a top agent, they are probably super busy. Are they going to have enough time for you? And that's something that you really don't want to find out after you've looked at maybe just a few homes, or maybe you've looked at a bunch, and now this person's so busy doing other things and helping other customers. Okay, Teams. Teams is also something that you're going to see along the way. Teams is something that, say I'm a realtor and I talk to some other realtors and I say, okay, well, I want you under my team. So we could call it, I don't know, Team Rich. Let's call it Team Rich. And under Team Rich, I have Bob and Sally and Tom, and they're all under me. So you see my sign out there, Team Rich sells homes or whatever. Now, the thing with Teams is that you could get different agents along the way. It depends on how they structure the team, what they're doing. So if you want the same agent all the time, you should definitely find out if you're going to get the same agent all the time. Or you might be going to look at homes with one agent and saying to that agent, well, you know, I didn't like the floors, I didn't like that there was, you know, the size of this bedroom, this and that. Then the next time you're out with a different agent. So it's going to get confusing because you're going to have to repeat things to different agents along the way. Just something to keep in mind. Let's see, where were we over here? Teams, okay. Now, we got all this. High pressure sales, this is something else that is out there, and unfortunately, it's pretty common. I did have somebody recently tell me that it took her 5 agents to find one person that wasn't high pressure. I also was recently speaking to somebody else, and this person was saying to me, well, you know, the reason why most of us, aren't using realtors is because of 2 things. And it was funny that he mentioned 2 things to me. Was the first of all, he thought that he had to pay for the realtor. The second thing was that he didn't want anybody pressuring him while he was looking at homes and feeling like he was under the stress of it. So just something to keep in mind. I wrote this little note for myself: actors, scripts. There's lines out there you could easily search on YouTube, training videos, things that they might teach here and there. For if some realtors want to do it, kind of get yourself into character for the event, and it is what it says it is: actors and scripts. Other fees, I mentioned those fees. It could be the transaction fee or the brokerage fee. The buyer brokerage agreement. This is something that you will probably end up signing along the way. It's a pretty simple agreement. It's like 2.5 pages, basically. It sets the expectations and the obligations for you, your realtor, and the brokerage that your realtor is working for. The agreement can be canceled at any time, and pretty much the only thing that you're really held to is if you do something to mess up the transaction, or your agent shows you homes and then you decide that you're going to run off with a cousin that's doing real estate, or a family member, or somebody else, and you decide that you're going to give them the sale. Meanwhile, the agent has been showing you homes for 2 months, isn't getting anything out of it. So that's really the 2 things. You're pretty much held to the homes that agent has shown you. And I'm trying to move very quickly here because I know it is a lot. Okay, so we got all that stuff. Let's see, number 3. Home builders. You really want to stay out of the office without your realtor, because home builders typically all have a policy that you have to walk into the office from the start with your realtor. And that's for the home builder to pay your realtor and for them to acknowledge your realtor is helping you and working with you. So if you've already been in the home builder, and especially if you've given them your name, or you've called them on your phone and you said, my name is whatever it is, and now they have your name written down, you're on some kind of a log, you've already been there. So you really want to keep out, you want to contact an agent first and then start looking at homes. Maybe if it's been a few months, you were only in there for a couple of minutes, a few months ago, they might not remember you, who knows. But in general, stay out until you have an agent with you. Okay, so I did mention up here that the home is the same price with or without your realtor because of how the home builders have the marketing plan. As far as home builders go, sales teams work for the home builder. And that's typically something that you'll see in the contract. There might be like a paragraph or something stating how the sales team represents the home builder. The whole point of the sales team is to make the most money for the home builder, get the home builder top dollar. And that's the reason why people that are going to a home builder should have a realtor, because the realtor is going to help to negotiate for you. Realtors, sometimes just by being there, you're treated differently, because think about your realtor kind of like this. Your realtor wants to go back and tell other agents, maybe the brokers, that I had a great experience at this home builder. So now when they say that, other agents are going to say, oh yeah, well, I'm going to take my customers to that home builder. Now if that home builder was just terrible, rude, obnoxious, didn't treat you right, those agents are going to go back and tell other agents, say, what, this home builder, is terrible. So, home builders want people to come to them. They want to sell homes as fast as possible. It's for them, they have quotas, they have end of the month, end of the year, all kinds of stuff. So that's something that you want to consider. These sales teams are trained to be very nice, super sweet to you when you walk in. You really, they make you feel at home. Now, with that said, it is their job to make you feel at home, to feel welcome and whatever. There are some people that work for home builders that are great to work with. It's kind of like anything else in life where you'll go into whatever it is, maybe a local store or something like that. You see somebody after a while, you start saying hi, and that person's just more friendly than the rest. There are people at various home builders that I would prefer to work with over others. There are some that, I just didn't like how I was maybe treated just walking in there to shoot a video. So it's just something to consider. Again, it's nice to have a realtor, because your realtor can help to, from the start, just like that, filter out who is helping you. Okay, so the sales team works for the benefit of the builder. We got that. Now, number 4, you should make a list of needs, wants, location, rooms, bats, all that kind of stuff. Get that out of the way. Now, in my opinion, number 4 would be great to do right after number 1. Because once you have number 1, you know that you're not even wasting your own time. Once they tell you this, you're pre-approved for whatever amount, now you can target this. So, at this point, you're going to have the least amount of stress. Regardless of what you might read, or some agent might say, I'm going to make it stress-free for you. There's no way anybody could ever predict it's going to be stress-free for you. And let me explain. Things are going to happen along the way. Let's just say the home builder, you're at the home builder's office, and you're having a meeting, and the construction manager shows up, and, those guys are kind of, rough guys. Construction managers, they're trained with how to build homes, stuff like that, whatever, but the sales team are trained to be nice, so there's a bit of a difference. Maybe, somebody says something to you rudely. Maybe somebody in the sales office says something rudely. Maybe you're working with, somebody on the sales team that's really nice, you're enjoying it, and then another of the sales reps comes over and says something that they shouldn't have said, and, disrespects you. Along the way, the mortgage team, it's a whole process for that. So things are going to get passed down along the way. So the first person that you start off with isn't going to be the last person that you end up with in the process. So there's no way somebody could say to you that they're going to make it stress-free. It's just a guarantee. Like if I said, well, I'm going to be there with you every step of the way. Sure, I could say that to you, and I would like to, but could I guarantee it? No. Because I don't know if I'm going to end up in the hospital or not, or something might come up. Would I? Yeah, I would definitely try to be there every step of the way. But it's life. It's not guaranteed. So just a little something to keep in mind. Now that you're all not stressed and you're early on, you got your pre-approval, and you say, okay, well, I could purchase a $300,000 home. Get some paper, or use your tablet or whatever. You could say I'm an older guy, so I'm talking about paper. And start making a list of your needs and wants. And your needs are different than your wants, because your needs are like, okay, well, it's me, and maybe you have 2 children, and the children are getting older, they each need a bedroom, so you say, well, I need 3 bedrooms. That's a need. Now you could say, but It'd be nice to have 4 bedrooms. So a 4-bedroom is kind of like a want. Don't really need it, but you want it. It's kind of like saying that, let me just get a sip of water here. It's kind of like saying, I want a home that has a tile roof. You don't need a home with a tile roof. You just need a roof, and a roof that doesn't leak. And I know it's kind of a bit extreme, but the want and the need are very different, because that tile roof is extra expensive. Sure, it could a tile roof is going to outlast a shingle roof. It's just how it is going to outlast it for a long time. But initially, it's not something that you need, So there's going to be pros and cons to that roof. So the next thing is, your location. Try to figure out the different towns, maybe even different communities you might know of that you might want to live in. These are things that you're doing it now while your head is clear, before other people in the process might say the wrong thing and do the wrong thing to kind of make you, get irritated, and now everything that you were trying to do is getting cloudy. So if you have the location, the town, stuff like that, you know how many rooms you want, bathrooms you want, the pros and cons. Maybe you want a home with a swimming pool. Maybe you want a home with a community pool. Maybe you want a gym in the community, a community on a golf course. It's nice to have a list of things that you want and things that you need. That way, early on, you could really pinpoint exactly what you're going to target before other things in the process confuse you. Because ultimately, when all is said and done, the people that were rude to you here and there, and if you say, well, I don't want this home anymore because that person spoke rudely to me. Well, you know what? You have every right to walk away. Hopefully you can. And hopefully your contract was read by a real estate attorney, which I'm coming up to next over here. And the real estate attorney has told you all your options before you sign it, so you know what's going to happen if you decide to walk away. Because it can come to the point where, maybe you're closing in a week, and then, they start speaking to you rudely or something because they got your money, and now here you want to walk away. Well, sure, you could walk away. Are you going to lose the money you put down? What other things might happen? And then also, too, if you walk away, all the people in the process you're never going to see again. So it's kind of like, if the home was right for you, it met all your needs, and it met some of your wants, or maybe all your wants. Now you just walked away from a home that was perfect because other people were rude. That's just something to consider. So the first thing that you should do is, after you get your needs and wants list and all that, is start looking around, check out some websites, find yourself a real estate attorney. Okay? Possibly contact a few of them, see how much how much they charge to read the contract, maybe if you want them with you at the signing, things like that. Find it out early on while your head is clear. Contact a few of them. The next one that you should definitely have, in my opinion, is a home inspector. Again, contact a few of them, check out their websites, find out the things that they can do for you. Because if you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a home, what's $200 or $600 on a home inspection compared to a home that's going to cost you $200,000 to, who knows, maybe over $1 million or $2 million or whatever it might be. That home inspection fee is relatively small compared to you moving into a home, shutting the door, and here you need a new roof, a new roof, or maybe your air conditioning unit was so old to begin with. Your hot water heater, that's kind of a small expense compared to the others, but you get the point. Home inspector could possibly save you money by picking up on things that are readily accessible and visual to the home inspector on the surface. Another thing that I would add into the mix is that if you're looking at a home that's potentially more expensive, or let's say a custom home, then it would be nice to find a home appraiser, because then the home appraiser can really look into things. Now, one of the things that people kind of confuse is that a realtor can only give you a market analysis, which compares the homes that have sold in the area, and also takes a look at homes that are currently for sale. So, what it's kind of doing is it's kind of saying, well, here's a 4-bedroom that sold for this price, maybe, who knows, a few days ago or a few months ago. Here's a 4-bedroom that's currently selling now. You should be priced right in here, stuff like that. But, there is a bit of a kind of like a gray area in there, is that if the home does have like fancy upgrades in there, expensive counters in the kitchen, cabinets, expensive floors, customizations, things like that, that home appraiser is going to be the one that can really take a look at the parts and say, well, this is worth this is worth that, all this stuff, and lastly is that your mortgage company gets the home appraised that you are interested in. So they do send out a home appraiser to make sure that they're not paying too much for it. So just to kind of put that into perspective a little bit for you, let's just say somebody's selling a home and is saying, well, I want $600,000 for this home. And you look at the market, the market analysis, and most homes, for what the home seems to have, most of those homes have sold for, let's say, $500,000. So you're wondering, well, why is this home $600,000? Well, that's where the appraiser comes in, because the appraiser is going to come back to the mortgage company and say, well, I went through the home, and the home is either not worth it or it is worth it. So they might say, well, it's worth it because it's got all these different upgrades, all this expensive, really nice, fancy stuff in here. Or the appraiser is going to say, well, if you take on this loan, it's not worth it because this thing doesn't have any customizations, nothing fancy, stuff like that. So I see the time is running up. We're over 21 minutes right now, and I was going to try to do this in 15, but I got caught up in talking. I don't script these, so. But anyway, if I could help you out with your home purchase sale, please don't hesitate to contact me. Also, do check out my website at wintergardennew.com. There's a ton of information on there. It has a search right from the MLS. You can make a free account. You can favorites homes. So whether you're looking to purchase a home in a week or you're looking to purchase a home in 6 months or a year, make the account, favorite some things so you could reference them. You could check out the floor plans from home builders and the latest prices as well. On every page, at the bottom of every page, you'll see homes that are for sale in that community. There's also 3 different ways to do a search on there. Some of them have a pretty cool map where you can see home builders on the map. You can get a price estimate of what your current home might be worth. So if you are considering selling it, that's it's a nice little first step. You just got to enter in the address, and it'll send you a nice PDF file where you could see pictures of homes that have sold, what was in them, things that are currently on the market, all kinds of great stuff. It's all free. Check it out. There's a whole bunch more on there, videos. I wrote articles to get everyone caught up to speed. If you are new, or if you've never done it in Florida, it'll help you out. So, lastly, don't hesitate to contact me. Again, I'm No Precious Sales, and I look forward to hearing from everyone. Thank you for watching this long video.